are you? It is Tuesday, and I know on Tuesdays we normally show up here and we do tarot cards. It's usually Tarot Tuesday. I'm actually moving away from that, so as people show up, I'll explain that we're not really doing a Tarot Tuesday today. I'm going to do some energy stuff instead. So before we get started, let me get some incense going. Accomplishment. Sandalph on. And for those of you who are stopping by and see this video and are new to my channel, my name's Tanya, and I have a school. The school is called Anshara'El, School of Light, and this is a school where we help people move from... Hello, Craig. How are you, love? So I am, and buenos dias, Morichi. I'm streaming to Facebook as well, so you'll hear me interacting with those individuals. Which may be confusing if you didn't know that I was doing that. So, Snea, hello, love. How are you? I'm so happy to see you guys all. And hi, Robert. It's been a while. It's been a while. Okay, so I'm going to just do some, light up some incense here. I'm going to light some incense here. And we're going to do some energy stuff today. We're going to talk about, we're gonna learn some things. I hope you learn some things, and if not, if you don't learn anything from me, then I hope that you teach me something. Okay, because that's the way that it goes. If there's nothing that I can teach you, then you must be here to teach me something instead. All right, so we got our incense going. I do have the windows open, and we'll see how it goes with the connection. Hopefully the connection is strong enough to support both channels, but if not, then I'll have to just shut one down. So whoever has the most viewers wins. That's a way that we could do it to determine if the signal gets poor. We could just be like, okay. How are you doing, Snea? Did you run away? I'm like, it's so funny. I was like looking like around the corner because I have this here and then I have TikTok behind me. So and asking, where'd you go, Snea? Are you hiding behind my computer? Hi, love. So good to see you. So I don't know if I'm going to see the gifts. I guess there is the option to be able to... I'm using TikTok Studio, which I don't usually use, but my phone's being kind of intermittent at best. Hi, Perez. So we're going to do... Hi, Arun. So we're going to do some energy stuff today. That was my plan, was to do a bit different of a day. So we're not going to be doing our... typical type of a day where we would just do cards. This time we're going to talk about energy. We're going to talk about some really cool stuff. So today what I wanted to actually talk about was understanding how intentional energy shifts create real change. I'm going to try to play with the window a little bit because then 333 on the time. I love you, Snea. I hope you have a beautiful day if you can't stay. We're also going to talk about the science and spirituality behind frequency modulation. We're going to talk about how to clear dense energy, and we're going to do some practical energy shifting techniques. So pretty fancy stuff that we're going to do today. And yeah, I love you guys. And I miss you, Snea. All right, so what we're going to do is... I have no idea what that means. Nothing, no idea what that means. I do call in that whoever's here is here in the intention of learning or in, unity and love. If you're here to just throw stuff, then just go throw stuff somewhere else. To be fair. Okay, so we're going to do our grounding practice. So what I want you to do right now is you're just going to, if possible, close your eyes, and you're just going to focus on grounding your body into the earth. And for me, I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor. So when I think about grounding into the earth, I see roots coming out from the bottom half of me. So from my bottom, my legs, through this the bottom, like I'm a trunk, and the bottom of me is roots, and these are energetic roots. So I'm just seeing these roots form, and they connect into the earth and just ground in there. Other ways to ground are, of course, putting your bare feet on the earth, putting your back against a tree and just really sinking into the fact that that tree is going down into the ground and rooting with the tree. So there's other ways that you can ground, but for us to ground when you're living in an apartment building or you're in some kind of other buildings where you're not able to connect to Mother Earth, then this is a way to do it, and it's just doing it through the energetic way. And we are energy, so that's why this works. So just visualize yourself. Another thing that I like to do is see myself in the center, like in the core of the earth, just sitting there. And I always visualize Mother Earth having this big crystal heart in the center of her. And I sit there with that crystal heart and just ground in really deeply. Okay, so that's the first thing that we're going to do is we're grounding. Okay. The other thing that we can do for alignment besides grounding into our bodies is we can ground through our breath or balance or set our intention, right? So we can do a breathing technique, and this one's one that's shared in therapy quite frequently, and it is the 4-7-8 method. So that's 4-second inhale, holding it for 7 seconds, and then exhaling it for 8 seconds. So this is a really great way to balance your energy, to harmonize yourself. So we're rooted in, we've already sent our roots down into the core of Mother Earth. And now we're just going to do that breathing. So inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. And then exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And that's beautiful. We're using our breath to balance ourselves in. We are grounding into the Mother Gaia. And next we're going to just harmonize ourselves with that crystalline core like I was telling you about. So if you decided to ground in the way that I said about grounding in, hi sweetheart too. Hello, hello. Metal chick, my love. Spiritual warrior, like hello everybody. I didn't say hello, I apologize. I was eyes closed and focusing. Pura vida, Morici. Buenos dias. Como esta? I had a beautiful picture of Costa Rica come up and show me today on my feed, your memories, right? And I was like, oh, Costa Rica, I love you and I miss you. So it's nice to see you today, Morici, after seeing that memory come up of Costa Rica. Okay, so we did our grounding. So when we're looking at aligning or harmonizing ourselves with Mother Gaia, other things that we could do is listen to frequency music. So 7.83 is the Schumann, the resonance, the frequency of the earth, right? So we could be listening to that. We could be listening to 528, 432. So eyes closed, breathing in that 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, 8-second exhale. See those energetic roots grounding into the earth, or see yourself sitting down there with Mother Gaia's heart and just and harmonize and ground in. So this is allowing you to strengthen your energy. So you could do this every day when you get up. You could just harmonize yourself with the earth. Take those breaths in that 4-7-8 pattern. When you're breathing in, another thing you can do is breathe in that golden white light, that source energy. And it's easy to do. We maybe complicate things for those of us that haven't really played a lot with that, but you can do it quite easily by just envisioning it in your mind and just knowing it to be true. You can very easily access that energy because you are a part of that. Very much so, very much so. So now we're going to look at just setting everything. So I've lit the incense and I've cleansed my space, right? I can cleanse it either, I like to use white sage, and I also like to use Palo Santo. So I use either of those two things. It's what I have on hand. You can use other things. I do have sweetgrass, although that's packed away right now. I do have sweetgrass. There are other sages that you can use. You could smudge with lavender as well. You can get the dried lavender buds and you can smudge with that. So there's many things that you can do that with, but these are the two things that I have on hand. And so I just smudge my space. Always make sure when you are smudging though that you have windows open, so you have an exit for that particular whatever you're smudging with. So hi guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about energy, right? So why not have some education here on this Tuesday morning, right? So Tuesdays used to be a time when I would talk about things that were like trauma related. It was like the me and my T's, right? Anything trauma talk used to be my little blurb that I used to do all the time. And I moved more into energy healing and spirituality, mysticism, esoteric stuff, and working with other things. And so energy has changed a lot for me in the sense of being a nurse and being very medical and traditionally trained to going to being energy and spirituality. So it's been quite the shift for me through the years. But now when I look at energy, I look at it differently. So let's talk about energy and get some education on that. And if you see me looking up, just note that I have my TikTok on my computer, which is odd because I'm used to having it on my phone. But until we get the phone fixed, we have to do it this way, with one on the iPad and the other one on the computer, and it works this way. So alrighty, so how does our energy respond to intentions, to words, to thoughts, emotions, to that stuff, right? And it does so by interacting with that quantum field. So that completely shapes your reality, everything that's interacting with it. And I talk about it in the school, how in the sense of, if you think about yourself like a bobber in the water, when that bobber's sitting there, it's not just sitting there all, perfectly still, not moving. There's a little bit of play that happens. And when that bobber is moving, you get the little ripples that move out through and around where the bobber is. Now, I'm placing this bobber in a more relatively calm space as opposed to putting it in water that has a lot of movement, because obviously that water would shift things. But we can even look at that as a concept of how it affects your energy as well. Because when we're looking at that bobber situation, when that bobber's just sitting there, it's making a little bit of movement, and that movement is sending out those ripples. And that's the same as you. As you're sitting here and you're moving in the water, you're sending out those ripples of your energy. So the water being the quantum field. So what I'm thinking, if I'm thinking negative emotions, I'm sending out negative energy through in this case, it would be the ripples of water or through the quantum field. If I'm also feeling negative emotions, then I'm also going to be sending out those negative emotions through the field. Everything that you do in that area is more stuff that's going out into the field, right? And that's why you don't see like, oh, I had a negative thought, now everything in my life is negative. It's not that back and forth, and I talked about it before with class about how when you let's say you didn't control your emotions and you got angry and you slapped someone across the face. Now, that's going to come back to you. That ripple that goes out could come back to you in a multitude of ways. Maybe the ripple is going to come back and you're going to get a slap in the face too. It could come back that very much cut and dry back and forth. But it might come back in the sense of somebody hit your car because they're very stressed and frustrated and whatever. So they hit your car. And so now you're dealing with another slight or incident or inconvenience. And it's because that person didn't keep control of their emotions, and that's why you ended up getting hit. So it comes back to you in sometimes a direct way, and in other times it comes back in a little bit more of an indirect way. So as you're sending these energies out, they're magnetic, right? So every time that you send that out, you are giving yourself an opportunity for something to come back to you. And the more that you put out the good stuff, the more you're sending out the opportunity for corresponding people, experiences, and opportunities that are going to be in alignment with that energy. So if I am sending out a lot of woe is me, negative, I'm a victim, people, it always happens to me, I never can succeed, and all these things, what I'm getting back to me is you can't and you won't, and this isn't going to happen for you, and here's another person to show you why you don't feel like you're good enough. Here's another person to show you that why you think you don't love yourself. Like, there's all these people keep coming to show you how you feel about the way that you are in your life, or how you feel about life in general, what your belief systems are, or what your belief is about your place in the world. So these energy is important. It's important to understand that by shifting your thoughts, by shifting your emotional states, and by having focus about your energy, that you can intentionally elevate your vibration and dissolve resistances, right? We can easily work through those resistances by doing these processes, right? So we want to be attuning to the highest timeline that's available for us. And the highest timeline is the timeline where you're making the best choices for you, that are in alignment with you, where you are doing those things like watching your energy. In order to move yourself into your highest timeline, you have to resolve the traumas and work through that shadow energy, because that shadow energy literally weighs you down. You have to be able to love and accept yourself as a huge part of it. And that's a huge part of manifestation too, which we get wrong. Everybody thinks if I just say it enough and I just think it enough and then it's going to happen. But there's a whole part of understanding that you are able to receive, to releasing any of the subconscious stuff that's holding you back from whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So energy is like really important to understand, and understand how to shift those so that you can elevate your energy to a higher space. Because again, you're that little bobber that's bobbing in the water, and if one thought is, this sucks and it's not happening and I'm not, it's never going to work out, and whatever, like negative stuff going out there, or I don't, he doesn't love me, or I'm a terrible person, or nobody loves, whatever it is that's going out there, that's going to come back. And granted, we don't just sit there in negativity all the time. We're also sitting there going at different points in times, I love myself, I love my life, I love that person, my job is awesome, my friends are great, this is wonderful, money's good. We're also sending out different energy it's not all the negative, right? I know we've probably experienced it before once or twice, where we've had an individual that was negative, that there's the moniker of Negative Nancy that gets said, right? And hello guys, love you guys. So we can have that situation. And for those of you that are on TikTok, thank you for tapping, because the likes matter in this situation. In this situation, likes matter on TikTok. And I appreciate if you're watching here, liking or commenting, because those things just help me to get a further reach. And somebody might need what I'm sharing. They might really, really appreciate that, right? So, and definitely engage in the comments. Okay, love you guys. I've seen Astrid come in. Hi Samantha, how are you, love? What I'll be doing with the Tarot Tuesday stuff is I'm just going to hold events. I'll do special lives here and there, and those lives will be just tarot driven lives. You can still get tarot readings through me that are available on my website, or you can get spiritual readings, which I use a little more of. I do a little more within those readings. I do a lot more in those readings, to be fair. You can still go and get readings from me, human design readings, and I'm going to be putting out a new one, which is going to be an astrological reading that is going to be based upon true sidereal, as well as, it's more like Christic astrology is what it would be called. So those things are available on the website, different ways of exploring yourself through, whether it's tarot, oracle cards in that kind of way, using my guides and higher self, or through those streams of human design, gene keys, etc. So those are available as well. And like I said, I'll do special events with tarot, but I feel like doing more of an energy check-in and talking about these things and really educating and empowering you, so that you see what we do in the school, so you understand what the school's all about as well. But also because this is power. This is really powerful stuff, more than typically what a quick tarot reading is going to give you, or a card, right? It's going to be based on the what's going on right now, and it's going to be forecasting what's a potentiality, and there's other potentials that can exist, and that's why sometimes the readings are wrong, because there's a lot of factors at play. So I just would rather share the stuff, the information on the energy on, and so I apologize if that change is something that you're upset about, that I'm not going to be focusing a lot on tarot and oracle cards, for now anyway. It's for now. So we're going to do an activation today, and so I want you guys to follow along with me, and we're going to process through it today. But one thing we're not going to worry about music, because music is kind of complicated, because it might be something that TikTok is going to flag, but YouTube wouldn't, sort of thing. Okay, so as long as you are in a safe place that you can close your eyes, then please come along and do the activation. If you can't close your eyes, you can follow along as best as you can with your eyes open. But if you can, do close your eyes, so that we can get into this. So we are going to do this to shift our energy. This is what we're going to do in this, okay? So we're going to start with breath work with our eyes closed, okay? So what we're going to do with this breath work, because we're not doing the 4-7-9 thing, but what we're going to do with this breath work is, first we're going to be breathing in the golden white light, which is bringing in that cleansing and clearing. And when we exhale, we're going to do an exhale that are 5 short bursts, right? So it's kind of like the fire breath. The fire breath would have 20 to 30 bursts of exhales. We're just doing 5. So it's like a to push it out, okay? And when you're doing that, see yourself really pushing out any stale, stuck, stagnant energy, anything that isn't serving you. It's a to get it out, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start doing that for at least 3 breaths like that. We'll see how we feel after that, and then we'll process forward. You can close your eyes for the breath work to just start, because then we're gonna process further into it, but you don't have to. Like I said, you can do this, you can stick around and do it as much as you can without your eyes closed. Okay, so let's do the breath in. Again, it's that beautiful golden white light that you're breathing in. Once you've got it in, you can hold it for a minute. Hold that beautiful golden white source light and allow it to go through your entire body, seeping into all of your cells and tissues and your DNA, right? So that big breath in, and then when we're breathing out, okay, so 5 short breaths. Okay, let's do this. Again. Third one. How do you feel after 3? Do you feel like you could use more of bringing in the good and exhaling the bad in that powerful breath, or do you feel like you can settle into a more stabilized breath? I feel good. So for you, if you feel like you need to do more, continue to do more. The beauty is we're not in the same space, so I'm not going to hear it. It's not going to affect me. For those of you that feel that 3 was enough, you feel yourself in this nice space energetically. Now we're going to move into the next space. So just close your eyes at this point, and now you're just doing a nice normal breath. You're engaging your abdomen, like it's not just a chest breath, right? We want to make sure that we're actually engaging our abdomen. So nice and slow, in and out. Nothing big, nothing hard, but in and out. And that nice sway in and out. Not hurried, but not really focused and slow. And just let it be in that space. In and out. In and out. Now we're going to see that beautiful crystalline light energy pouring in through to your crown. Okay, so allow this energy, this beautiful white crystalline energy straight from source, pour into your crown and start to light up every bit of your body, and it's filling you down. And maybe now it's hitting around your lips and your chin, starting to fill up your neck and your shoulders, starting to move into your chest. And as it's going, it's lighting up every one of your chakras, okay? So right now we're at the chest, so it's going to be lighting up that heart chakra. And it continues down. Maybe now it's at the upper abdomen, so it's lighting up that solar plexus and that beautiful golden yellow. And that beautiful crystalline white light continues down into the lower abdomen and the solar plexus, and all the way down into the root at the base of your spine, and then down in through your legs until you're completely full of this beautiful crystalline white light. And what this is doing is it's clearing out anything that is not working for you. It's clearing out all of those energetic blockages, and it's synchronizing your resonance with source energy, which is just powerful. Now we can do another thing as well. There's some chanting or mudras, and you can also do mantras, or sorry, you can also do mudras, which are the hands, and mantras, which are the voice. So for our heart chakra, it's actually ah, resonates really well. You can use the vowels, which will light up different chakras, and the E is the crown. So we're just going to do the ah right now while we're still seeing ourselves in that beautiful golden white light of source all through our body. It's on every cell. It's all the way down to our DNA. It's in the space that's in between everything that makes us us. So we're sitting here in this beautiful radiant energy, and now we're just going to do some chanting for our heart chakra. Okay, so it's just a breath in, and when you exhale, When you do that, when you make the ah sound and extend it, you feel the vibration in your chest, and you can feel it radiating out through to the rest of your body. So we're going to do another one. Let's do one more, okay? And even if you didn't make the sound, but you were listening to the sound, it's still going to have an effect for you, okay? So we've done our resonating with it. We still are holding our golden energy. We've done our awe thing. So now we're going to expand that white energy out, right? So that light that we filled ourselves up with, that golden white light, we're going to expand it out, which is really just pushing our aura, extending it out into our field. So this will make us more magnetic for the things that resonate with us in that really honest and aligned way that we've been doing as we're doing this activation, right? So if you're just stepping in now, you can always watch the recording and start from the top and move your way through. Okay, but as we're breathing in, all we're seeing is that aura, pushing it out in our mind. We're seeing it pushed out in 360 degrees, top to bottom, seeing it move and push out further and further, expanding that aura to make you more, like I said, magnetic to the things that are aligned with you. Okay, so just do that for a minute. Just sit in that, allowing it to move, allowing it to connect with that quantum field, allowing it to align you. Okay? It's perfect. So now we can set the intention that we are sealed in our highest timeline. We are aligned with all that is in our highest good. So we're just decreeing or declaring or setting an intention that this is what we want for our energy, for our day to process forward. Right? So you're going to be magnetic for the things that are in your highest good, that are aligned with your highest timeline. You are going to be in alignment with you at your very core. Any upgrades this is a beautiful one to add in, any upgrades, downloads, or activations that are in my highest good, I ask to receive them now from Source and to integrate them with ease and grace, quickly, rapidly, immediately, whichever word you wish to choose. And then you can come back whenever you're ready. You can come back whenever you're ready from setting that in, right? And just enjoy how that feels throughout your body. Okay, and if anybody wants to say how they feel, especially anyone that was there for the entire part of it. I have to move my leg. My leg is falling asleep. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I have to get tea. So did anybody do the whole entire process from beginning to end? And if you did, how did it feel? How do you feel now? Nobody's commenting. Nobody's commenting. I know here you didn't. I know you came in a little bit later. Okay, well, for those of you that didn't have the opportunity to do it with us from beginning to end, do make sure that you come back and check out the recording, which will be on YouTube, that you can check in. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is some of the frequently asked questions when it comes to energy, right? And one of the questions that a lot of people ask is, how do you know if your energy is blocked or stagnant? So what are one of the ways that you can tell that? So the signs of an energy blockage is that you may feel unmotivated, you may feel fatigued, you may feel like you have tightness in your body. So when you do an energetic scan through your body, you'll notice tightness or tension within your body. Your emotional and mental indicators of stagnant energy can be that you experience persistent negative thoughts, or you have difficulty making decisions, or you have a sense of disconnection from other people around you. You may be experiencing energetic sensations in your body as well, like a lack of vibrancy, like feeling like gray, right? Feeling energetically drained, like you're just tired every day, or just fatigued, right? We have those mental check-ins. So again, the body scan is the way to check in on this. You just scan through your body, assessing for where there's any tension, where there's any tightness, where there's any stuck energy, stale energy, wherever feels dense or heavy as well. The other way is to do breath work like we did to move energy. You can do breath work like we were doing for, say, 3 to 5 minutes, and doing a 3 to 5 minute session of breath work is going to be a lot different than just doing 3 of one breath, right? So it's a bit different. If you do, for me, I do breath work in most mornings, where I go through a series of different breathing processes. So I'll do the alternate nostril breathing, I do fire breathing, I do bumblebee breathing, and I do another breathing. I can't remember the name of it right now. But that's because a lot of the breathing that I do is like Sanskrit or Indian. So when I don't speak it, I have to read it to see it, to remember it. It's just the way. So what are the quickest ways to shift your energy when you do feel stuck? So one, the breath work, like we did the 4-7-8 breath work technique, where you're breathing in beautiful energy to help clear you out, holding on to it for that 7 seconds, and then exhaling anything that's not serving you, anything that feels stuck or stagnant, over that 8 seconds, right? And doing that breath technique can rapidly regulate your nervous system or your emotional state. The other thing is movement and embodiment. So physical activity, there's shaking, which I'll talk about in my school when I demonstrate in the phase 1, Bridge to Light phase 1. A part of what we do are these practical things where there's tapping, there's somatic stuff, there's breath work, there's grounding, there's activations and activities all throughout the 12 sessions that spans over 6 weeks. So this is a part of it. You can also do dancing. You can do yoga. Yoga and anything that involves the hips is really great for moving long, like stagnant energy from traumas, because a lot of our traumas are stored in our abdomen. The other thing you can do is visualizations and light infusions. So again, when we were breathing in that light, just envision yourself being filled with that light. Do light therapy, looking at different colors while you're like a blue, and not in the sense of blue light that's on your devices, but blue, actual blue, and or purple light or yellow light. Just playing with those different colors. Other things are grounding practices, walking barefoot on the earth, getting out and connecting with nature, holding grounding crystals as well. Cold water reset. Cold water is a powerful thing to help you to reset your shower, or reset your energy, whether you're doing a shower or you're doing a dunk, right? Whether it's in a dunk tank or a tub, it doesn't matter, however you're doing your cold water therapy. As well, doing intentional affirmations and mantras, whether you're speaking powerful affirmations or you're doing mantras like the Ah mantra. This can be very powerful for moving that stagnant energy or shifting your mindset. And you can also do your gratitude shift. The more that we focus on the things that we have to be grateful for, the more things we're going to find in our lives to be grateful for. So it's really powerful. It reprograms your energetic field into a higher frequency. So how can you tell if you're in alignment in your highest frequency? Well, one, your feelings flow. You're not stagnant. You're not holding on to anything. You're not restricting yourself. So if you feel like crying, you cry. You allow yourself to express yourself with, in healthy ways. There's just that flow. There's flow in life in general. Things seem to be more ease. There seems to be more of a sense of divine timing. You will also have emotional clarity and feel more joy. Like you'll just be experiencing more joy throughout your day. Got windy out there and started seeing movement, but it was my curtains. It was the curtains. You'll feel more physical vitality. Like you'll have more energy. You won't feel as like stuck and stagnant with it. You're also going to have heightened intuition. You're going to just know things or feel things or sense things about people in your life, about things in your life, about your situation. You are also going to be seeing your manifestations coming to you more easily, right? You're going to start to see those manifestations showing up and experiencing things aligning with you almost effortlessly, right? You'll also have this resonance with the truth. You will just seem to know that that's true and that's not. So when someone's trying to BS you, like especially like collective BS, you're just going to be like, no, I see it for what it is. Your energy stabilizes. You're not feeling like you're really elevated with energy and then lacking energy. You seem to be just consistent with your energy throughout the days. You also feel this deepened connection to source. So those are ways that you know that your energy is in alignment or that you're on more of a higher timeline. So what role does breathwork play in raising raising your vibration? And we talked a little bit about that, but the breath actually regulates your nervous system, right? It's the one thing in your nervous system that is actually a brake. You can, in your mind, think about your heart rate. If your heart's pumping along because you're in anxiety and your heart rate's pumping along, say at 120, you can't just sit there and say in your mind, okay, we're going to breathe. This is 60 beats a minute, 60 beats a minute. Just be 60 beats a minute. All you need to do is you can't think your heart into a lower rate. Now, you can, but you're probably going to do other things with it. The breath actually slows it's like I said, it's the brake to the nervous system. And when your breath slows down and you deepen your breath and actually engage your stomach, you bring your breath from the chest where it's been sitting when you're in that elevated state down, and it puts that brake on so that you drop back into your parasympathetic nervous system. And when your breath deepens and slows down, the other thing that happens is that your blood pressure and your heart rate slow down. So your heart rate follows your breath, and then your blood pressure follows your pulse. So it's in that cascade effect, but it's your breath that controls it, or it's the breath that you have access to controlling your nervous system and the way that your heart is working, or even your temperature, because when you're in these elevated states, your temperature is heightened as well. So your breath works in all of these different things with regulating the nervous system. It also increases oxygenation in your blood. It creates, and which is putting into the cells, right? So you're getting that boost in cellular function. You're getting more brain clarity, which is going to allow yourself to move freely and allow you to more release those emotional and energetic blocks that are there. It raises your frequency instantly when you do the breath work and you move through. And there are certain breath techniques that create an actual bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. So there's some powerful ones that they do. Wim Hof has a really great breathing technique that he does. Sometimes there's breathing techniques that actually put you into a acidotic state where you start to get the lactic acid buildup in your body. So you'll get like your muscles will tense up, or you'll get like contorted like kind of fingers from holding on to it. Maybe your toes from the breath from the breathing technique. But they're very powerful breath works, or different breath works that are out there that you can utilize for your energy and for different ways. It also enhances manifestation and intention work, because when you combine your breath with visualization, it just strengthens that connection to those higher frequencies, right? It's all of it. If I'm thinking poor thoughts, that's one thing. If I'm saying bad things about myself, that's another thing. If I'm feeling bad emotions about my life and the world, that's another thing. So it's just an added. So that's what we want to just remove some of those. So how do external, hi Chief White Buffalo, how are you? How do external energies affect your personal frequency, and how can you protect yourself? So one, it's an energetic influence, right? So the external energies, they are influencing the energy around you. So collective consciousness, technology-induced frequencies, and interactions with others can either uplift or drain your energy. It's the same thing for you. If you go out and you have a smile on your face and you smile at somebody, the other person that's walking towards you may be more likely to smile back. If you're grimacing, the person that you're passing by is probably not going to smile at you if you're scowling as you're walking down the street. In fact, they might pick up that energy that you're passing by, and then they may have been feeling like this and then pass by somebody that's all and feel themselves just go whoosh and not even really realize it. They're a little bit lower in their energy. So they've been brought down by that energy that's coming by them. We have so many energies around us that we're working against as it is. We've got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all kinds of radio waves and stuff. And then when you consider pets and plants, and some of them have great frequencies, but then when you consider people in your environment and strangers and the collective energy, some of those energies are not good energies. So we really have to work with understanding when the energy is ours, when it's not, and look at those sources of energy things like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and et cetera, and limit them where possible, wherever we can. The other thing, hi Chief White Buffalo. The other thing about the collective energies, there's energy absorption. So if we are highly empathic or sensitive, right, we're just energetically sensitive, then we may unconsciously absorb other people's energy, which would lead to mood shifts, fatigue, or emotional imbalances. So it's really important, if you identify someone that's highly sensitive to energies or empathic, that one, you understand what you're signing yourself up for, because identity matters. And if you're identifying as an empath, then you're taking on the whole of that label. And if part of that label says you have no boundaries energetically, you might think that that's just a truth that you have to adopt, but that's not true. You just need to learn energetic protection techniques, and you need to understand that when you're feeling something, the first thing you need to do is check in and say, is this mine? Is this my energy? Is it even my emotion that I'm experiencing? And then doing some of the auric strengthening exercises and shieldings that you can do for your energy. So that brings us to the next thing. Protection techniques. So we have energy shielding. So visualizing a golden or crystalline light sphere around your body, deflecting lower vibrations. doing grounding practices, so grounding to the earth, connecting to crystals like tourmaline and shungite, which are very grounding stones, doing clearing rituals, using sound healing or smudging salts or baths, or like your Epsom salt baths. Again, make sure you're using a filter so you're not bathing yourself in a tub of chlorine. Because it would be counterintuitive. It would do nothing to have the salt if you're sitting in chlorine. And then doing energy cord cutting rituals to continuously check into your energy field and release any cords that are attached to you that are not serving you. Being consciously aware, being selective of the people that you hang around with. If you pick up your phone and you're like, them again, don't answer the phone and really consider like why they're in your life if they affect your energy that way. If you go around somebody and you feel like crap, or somebody brings you down, or whatever, then review that and determine, is this a beneficial friendship or beneficial relationship? And it does not matter if they're family or not. You have to determine what is good for your soul, what is good for your heart. And if somebody's being rude to you or disrespectful or hurtful or abusive, then it doesn't matter that there's a blood tie there. To me, I always felt that if there is a blood tie, they should treat you better. They should treat you better than strangers. So if my family can't treat me with love and acceptance and, with their emotions being regulated as well, then I don't really want to foster a connection with people who claim to love me but then treat you like crap, right? Like, that's not love. That's not love. There's ways to have communication and ways to, help people without belittling them or making them feel like crap. So I just don't tolerate that in my circle. And that's the type of space that you have to move through. The other thing is doing a daily energetic, like having daily energy hygiene rituals. So in the morning and the evening, have these energy cleansing rituals. So in the morning you get up and you do a cleansing routine, because we're sleeping, and when we're sleeping sometimes we're doing astral traveling, and you don't know what's actually going on maybe you remember your dreams, and that's fantastic. But to do an energy cleanse after you wake up in the morning, and then just also do an energy cleansing ritual after you finished your day is really powerful to do. So, and strengthening your connection to God, to source, not the God that they have in religious texts. I don't speak of God in that way. I speak of God in the source of all creation, beyond judgment, divine knowledge and wisdom and truth and love and unity, and the source of all creation. So that's my source. Whatever your identity is, that's yours. So create your divine connection to your whatever you see as your higher power. And that's through meditation, through prayer, or for calling in divine protection from your guides and higher dimensional beings is another way to strengthen your energy or to protect your energy. So can energy shifts be felt physically, and what are the signs of an energetic upgrade? So yes, when you are getting energetic upgrades or the energy is shifting, you can definitely feel that within your body through different sensations, right? You may experience tingling or warmth or waves of energy moving through your body. You may literally feel like you're pulsing, like you're getting downloads, and you're like just as you're getting it. So there's many different ways that you can feel that. You can get body temperature changes. So you suddenly feel hot or you suddenly feel cold, and there's no reason for it. And I don't know how many times as a woman, especially, a woman who's, not 20 anymore, that I've been, it's hot flashes, or, it's, they always think that that's what it has to do with. And I know the difference. And so if you are a woman and you're in the age of menopause, do note that there is a difference in the way that the feeling of that flush of hot feels compared to when you're getting a hot flash. So there's other things where increased sensitivity is what you can be experiencing. So just a heightened awareness, maybe things sound louder to you. I noted that the other day, like my mom put the TV on, and when she put it, I was just like, is that turned up really loud? And I was just like that. So she had to turn it down because I felt that it was just so loud. You can get really sensitive to light. You can get really sensitive to other energetic shifts in the people and environments around you. So you'll just know things that are happening. You may feel either a lot of fatigue, or you may feel a lot of surges of energy as well, because it can go one way or the other, where you're getting that boost of energy or you're just being depleted. Right, so those are different ways to see that you're getting that energetic upgrade or feeling an energetic shift. There's inner vibrations, or the pulsing that I talked about. So you're feeling on the inside the vibrations, or even that big pulsing or vibration in your cells. You may be feeling some emotional releases, because one of the things that's happening as we're shifting energy is that that energy that's moving out has to come up, right? So we may be feeling or seeing, having those old patterns show up in our lives. Like, why is that here? I thought I I thought I did healing around that. Why is that coming up now? And it's like, it's just your shifting energy. So it's kind of giving you that opportunity to say, am I going to behave the same as I did before, or am I going to behave in a higher, more aligned way for me? So you're getting these emotional releases. So you may be crying, you may be having those fears come up, experiencing past traumas, because we're just clearing these. They're coming to the surface so they can be cleared, so that you can achieve that stability that's ongoing. You may see shifts in your sleep pattern. So you may be really tired and wanting to have more naps, but then you could also be not wanting to sleep at all, or feeling like you can function on 2 or 3 hours of sleep and be just fine, or doing all-nighters and not being affected by it. I've had both experiences. You also in the shifts will notice that you have that enhanced intuition and are experiencing more downloads. So those things can be coming in as well. So more profound insights, or you're seeing more synchronicities, like you're seeing 111 and 1111 and 222 and 333, and you're like spiritual love, where you're driving and you're like, I just saw 777 parked right there, and 777 just drove by, and it's 777 everywhere. That's an example of those synchronicities that you start to see, or you start to get more downloads more easily. So it's really apparent when you're going through the shifts, when you recognize what you're looking for. So what is the connection between emotional states and vibrational shifts? So emotions are frequency modulators. So every emotion carries a vibrational frequency, or vibration, or signature, if you will. So lower emotions like fear and anger and grief, they're denser frequencies. So that's why I say you have to let go. You have to do that work in order to really create that higher vibration, which will allow you to manifest more easily, because that's literally weighing you down. So these emotions, they carry this beautiful vibrational frequency. The frequency of love and joy and gratitude, these are some of the highest frequencies that we can experience, authenticity being the highest. And that can be debatable depending on who you're speaking to. So we also have the impact of the emotional triggers, right? So we have the connection between those emotional states and vibration. So when we have the impact of those emotional triggers, those unresolved emotional wounds, they can create those energetic blockages within our bodies, right? We're holding on to that energy rather than processing it and experiencing and integrating it. So when we're holding on to these, it literally lowers the vibration and keeps you stuck in those repetitive cycles, because it's going to keep coming to you until you move beyond it, right? The connection as well is also the emotional awareness and your energy flow, right? So when we're doing that, being aware of your energy, of your emotions, allows you to consciously shift your vibration, because then you can process, transmute, and elevate your state of being. You're like, okay, this came at me, it was very frustrating. I'm going to acknowledge that it was frustrating. I'm going to understand why it is that it's frustrating me. I'm going to recognize that there's nothing wrong with being frustrated. What am I going to do about that's experiencing it? And then now I'm going to feel empowered, and I'm going to feel, maybe motivated towards change, and this is an opportunity for that healing and that growth. So you process through it in a different way, and you use them as a way to clear through that stagnant energy and move into the higher vibration. again, using them emotions for elevation, you can practice doing the emotional alchemy, acknowledging your emotions, shifting the perspective, and choosing the better vibrational response. This is going to help you maintain that energetic stability long term. Then we have our heart focus, or our heart coherence, and high frequency living. So one of the techniques that I teach my students, I'm gonna change my leg position and get a drink of tea, guys, so hang on a second. It's a lot of information that I'm giving you guys today. So do come back and watch the replay on YouTube on my channel to pick up all those, or write down notes, whatever you need to do. And maybe to process through that particular activation that we did at the beginning, but to do it in a step-by-step full process. So how can I stay, oh, wait. Heart focused, heart coherence in school. That's one of the things that I teach my students right away, is to do heart focused breathing so that you can create that heart and brain coherence. So I'm certified through the Heart Math Institute, and they've been studying the heart since the 60s. And we are heart focused beings. We're not brain focused like they want us to believe. It just gets us disconnected from our truth, right? And so our heart is what actually runs the show. It picks up vibrations in the field around you, and then it sends a signal to the brain, and says to the brain, okay, something's coming in that's going to make me feel embarrassed because I can feel this little thing here that needs to be resolved, and that's what's actually bringing it to me. So it's bringing it to me so I can see and move through this particular thing that I'm storing here. And so when it comes in, because it's going to make me feel embarrassed, you need to flush my cheeks, increase my blood pressure, you need to sweat my palms, like do this reaction, because what is coming in is going to make me feel embarrassed. And I know it, because my heart senses it long before it happens, because you know what you're going to do before you even do it. The actions, the late stage of the decision-making process, right? It's when you take action, that's after you've already thought about it, felt about it, and started to move towards it. So know that that's how your heart's picking up the energy around you. That's how you know. That's how when somebody, you can pick up that someone has ill intent, or you can pick up that someone's going to add, you somehow just know things. It's because your heart's in tune to the vibration. When you're not in alignment, or when you're dealing with too much shadow energy, you may be missing out on that because you're being caught up in your own field, as opposed to experiencing the collective field and understanding how it works. Yeah, my coffee's a little chilly now, or my tea is a little chilly now. So when we are looking at heart coherence, besides doing the breathing, when we look at it from living through your heart, right? So when we live through, being compassionate to our fellow man, when we look at life as a unity thing, that what I do to me affects you, and what you do to you affects me, and and that the health of everybody matters, and I help the health of everybody through me and being my healthy self, and doing my work, because then I'm not creating more negative ripples in the environment either. Right? I'm not out there being the one that's scowling at people or flipping tables. Instead, I'm going out with a smile, and I'm affecting the energy of the collective through those ways, and by also not doing the opposite actions as well. So the other thing is energy work and emotional release. And so breath work, sound healing, and meditation can help to process and integrate emotions. And when you do this, that just ensures that you have a smooth vibrational shift towards the higher consciousness. So how can you stay in that, or sustain high frequency throughout your day, right? How can you stay in that high frequency energy? If you get up in the morning and you do your cleanse, what are you going to do to keep in that space, right? So one, this is starting the day in the right way. So start your day with a high frequency practice, such as meditation, breath work, or gratitude journaling. Hang on. I think that's from, that is so weird. Okay, hang on a second, guys. For some reason, my screen, that, how they get it on YouTube, on the thing that you have to, my screen went all wonky, guys. I'm on that studio thing, so I don't know. It wants me to do that puzzle. Oh, hang on. I think I figured it. Why is the chat being so weird? The chat's like in my way. Okay. Okay. I might be able to get the puzzle. I got 4 minutes. We're good. We're good. Yay, I did my puzzle. Thought it was complicated on the TikTok live, guys. I'm so not used to using to the live studio. I'm like, and that it came up with an alarm that I had to do the puzzle, and then the whole chat screen completely covered everything, so I couldn't even see what I needed to see to do it. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're good. We got our puzzle done. We got our puzzle done. All right. So we're back to how do we maintain that? How do we maintain that energy throughout the entire day, right? So we want that morning alignment through doing those high energy practices like meditation, breath work, or gratitude journaling to start your day off with a really good foundation. Then we're going to move through the day. You just want to be consciously aware of your thought patterns. So if something comes into your head and it's a negative thought, you don't have to engage in it. You can even actually call it out and be like, we don't do that here. You know, when I had left the relationship with my ex, like, and it was a toxic relationship. When I got out, I had a lot of fear out of that relationship because, you know, like of the way that he was, and he scared me, and for good reason. So when I came out of that, but every time I had the thought of that person come into my mind, I literally set him on fire. I saw the whole, like, get out of my head, and I would burn it away. Right? Because I didn't need to be thinking about that person anymore. They were abusive and toxic, and that just was not cool. So although, you know, so that burning technique, right? So you can do that, question why that thought is coming up, and move it, right? So we're going to shift through that. So just regularly checking in with your thoughts and emotions and shifting the vibration to the higher ones through mindfulness and intention. Right? The other thing that you can do is through physical movement and breath work. So engaging in that breath work, like we said, if you're having something that's happening in the middle of the day that's making you very anxious or making you emotionally dysregulated, go to your breath work to bring yourself back into regulation, right? Even doing a check-in every now and then, like, it's nothing to take 3 nice slow breaths in the middle of the day. It's nothing. It's a couple of seconds. You're breathing anyway. Just extend them, make them a little longer. Make sure that you're actually engaging your tummy. Do that little check-in. Right? If you're somebody that goes to work throughout the day and say you have 2 15-minute breaks and a half-hour lunch because you have that type of a structure, then every break, just make it that's what you do. You take 3 nice, slow, deep breaths and check in with yourself. Go through the rest of your day. Lunchtime, 3 nice breaths, check in with yourself. Next break, 3 nice breaths, check in with yourself. Get out in the car after work, 3 nice breaths, drive yourself home. Right? You can do that to maintain your energy throughout it. The chat's still being weird. Like, it's just wonky. It's a wonky chat now. Apparently TikTok Studio has a little bit of a not a fan of the puzzle. That gives the alarm and then the puzzle. The other thing is doing your energetic hygiene practices like clearing and also shielding your energy field. So through smudging, sound healing, salt baths, and crystalline energy work. So when you're doing those check-ins, you're gonna know if you went out into public that day and it was like, you know, it's one of those days where you just can say it's too people-y out. The people are not like, and you know, like you come back and you're just feeling energetically like lower or, you know, in that kind of space, then do a cleanse, do a clear, smudge yourself, like connect with some other crystals like selenite, right, which is really great for cleansing. Hi, Shelby Boo. I'm like, I don't know where you were. I'm like looking over there. Hi, Shelby. Look in the right direction. That was hilarious. So nourishment and hydration as well. We don't look at the fact of how energetically affected we are by the foods and the substances that we're eating, that there's a lot of low vibration foods out there, right? Like our farmed meat, like the factory farmed meat is really low vibration. Eating processed foods, like heavily processed foods, again, very low vibration for you. So that's going to be lowering your vibration. So if you're eating those things, just note you're going to have to do other stuff to raise it back up to compensate for that, or you're going to have to do cleansing techniques to allow yourself to process those energies out of your body. So you'll have to do like parasite cleanses or fasts and stuff like that. So staying hydrated with structured water is also important. I talked about when you're bathing, not bathing in a pool of chlorine, right? That you want to have a filter on that, but it's also with the water that you're drinking. You want to be spending time in nature, connecting with nature, connecting with the earth, with your feet on the earth, around trees, down by water. Any of those things can be helping you to raise your vibration. The other thing that can help you to keep your vibration at that elevated spot, hello Leslie, is heart coherence and emotional regulation. So doing that heart coherence breathing, or checking in with your heart, or allowing yourself to move through and ask, what would love do? All right, well, how would love approach this situation? How can I approach this situation with compassion? Now, that doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment or abuse. If you are feeling mistreated or feeling abused, then that's a relationship for you to really determine, maybe I don't need to have this relationship in my life, because it's not helping my it's not supportive of me, right? It's not supportive of my highest vibration, and we just don't do that. I'll love you from afar, far, far away. The other thing is mindful consumption. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you putting on your skin? What are the conversations that you're having? Because you have to be, and what are you bringing into your house, right? Like Temu was great for people that didn't have a lot of money. They could buy a ton of stuff, but that's a consumption of all these really toxic products that you're bringing into your house that are staying with the smell, right? You're inhaling all of those toxins into yourself. The clothing that you're putting on is going to be having toxins on the clothing, and your skin's your largest organ. So you have to watch what you're putting on your skin as well. So what are you wearing makeup? What are your makeups? Are they, what are the creams and the lotions and the hair stuff? And consumption's all the way. It's not just what you're eating. It's not just what you're drinking. It's everything that you're consuming, whether through your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hands, your skin. Your skin's so huge in this, right? And then the other thing to do to keep your vibration high throughout the day is to just do that end of day energy reset. So you do that real cleanse, seeing that beautiful white light come in and through your body, cleansing and purifying, clearing out your energy. Do some breath work or do meditation before you go to bed. So that's a lot of information on what to do with your healing, with your energy, and keeping your energy in high vibration. The other thing that happens when we're working with energy is that we can connect into the crystalline grid, right? And that can help us to enhance the energy work. And the way that does is when we're connecting into the crystalline grid or the divine matrix, that allows us the opportunity to get those intuitive insights and real-time frequency adjustments. We can connect in and check in and see what's going on with that in order to really connect with people. And that's how I work with energy, as I connect into the grid and I connect to you through the grid, and then that's how I do the healing for you, or how I send you an activation, and how I check in on your field and can see different things. So yeah, so how does all that information set with everybody? Because that was a lot of information in the last hour and a bit. Lots of really great stuff, right? Lots of powerful, powerful information. So this is what I decided that I wanted to do for our sessions going forward. And I'm thinking I'll keep them on the Tuesdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we'll be doing more sessions like this where there'll be activations, there'll be meditations, there'll be energy alignments, there'll be all kinds of stuff like that. So it'll just be a more interactive and informative lives, and you'll be able to watch the replays or like catch the recording on YouTube, because I'll share and post it on the channel. So we'll be doing those Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I also have another channel called One Truth Sets You Free, and I'll be doing lives on there on Sunday where we'll be talking about the truth. And this is unveiling some really big things. On that channel already, there are videos on the illusion of money, the deception of the moon, the illusion of time, and stuff like that. So there's already a few videos that are on there. Yes. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Healing Wave. Love to you. Love to you. So yeah, so let's do some closing stuff before we sign off for today, because then I got to go to school. I have some students I need to hang out with and take care of. So that's what we're gonna do. But let's do this end of our session. And just note that if you want to go deeper, you can go check out my website, which is mindbodyspiриthealthyself.com, all one word. It is linked in my profile. And if you go to the website, all of my social tags are there as well. So you can get access to the one social channel. It doesn't have the one truth sets you free there yet, but I will put that on there soon. You can book individual sessions with me, whether it's for energy or for readings, or talk to me about school and the classes that we have to offer, or even connect with me with books. At the end of this month, I purchased my 11th book. I have 3 books being released this month. One is, 2 of them are in a new series that I'm releasing, and this series is written for my nieces and granddaughter, and it is called The Unlikely Heroine Chronicles, and it follows 4 friends who really they go on adventures and they reveal the truth about myths that so the first story is Tanya the Goblin Slayer, sort of. No goblins were hurt in the making of the story, I swear. And the second story is Parisa befriends the pixies. So Parisa is my my niece, and her sister Soraya are 2 of the girls in the story, and then my granddaughter Mariah. And Soraya teaches a werewolf to meditate, and and Mariah is the Pegasus who was afraid to fly. So they break all these myths and help all these mythical creatures and stuff like that. And it's the Unlikely Heroine Chronicles. So I dropped 2 to begin with for that series, and they will be released on the first day of the season. So the next book will be dropped on the first day of summer, then or like on summer solstice, and then the next one on fall equinox, and so on and so forth. So look for those. And then the Golden Sunbeam is in the Lumina Soul series, and the Lumina Soul series drops its 2nd book, Starlight Whispers, on the 29th of March. These are written under my pen name, which is Sharia and Lorian, so you can see those books as well. So 11th book will drop at that point. So you can connect to me for all of those. All right, let's do a session. Let's do a little guided meditation to end with. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is obviously make sure that we're in a safe place to close our eyes. And if we're not, then remember that you can go to YouTube and you can watch the replay, and try to participate with your eyes open, I suppose. Okay, so close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out. As we take the next deep breath in, envision that golden light filling up your lungs. And as we hold it for a moment, allow it to expand through our body. And as we exhale, allow it to carry away anything that no longer serves us. Big breath in. Fill ourselves up with that beautiful golden light, and then exhale, sending away anything that doesn't work for us. Another one in. Beautiful golden light filling us up, radiating everywhere, and then exhale. Now we're going to envision that beautiful radiant light coming from source. So about 6 to 12 inches above our head is where our soul star chakra is. So we're going to see that open up in a circle, like a light turning on above you. And this light is going to expand out to be about a 6 to 9 foot diameter, because we want to make sure that we catch our entire toroidal field, so the whole of our energetic body. So allow it to expand out and see it pouring down into you, filling you up, cleansing and clearing all of your space, including the inside of your body. Okay, so allow it to cleanse and clear through you. This starts in at your crown and moves down, illuminating every cell in your body. It's connecting to the DNA and coating it and clearing it and cleansing it. And it's really just purifying you, healing you. So allow that energy to keep coming in and feel it merging with you. So in that space where it expands to your DNA and expands into each of your cells, illuminating and lighting you up, feel that becoming a part of you, and feel you becoming a part of that beautiful source white light that's pouring into you. Because you are a part of this. This is a part of you. This is from what you came from. Right? So it's in you. It's always been a part of you. So allow it to sink into all of those spaces and all through you. Okay? With each inhale, right? With each inhale, we feel ourselves bringing in stability. We feel ourselves connecting to our higher selves and the wisdom that we have. We feel our energy cleansing and purifying. As we exhale, we feel everything that's not meant for us, everything that's not aligned, anything that's stale, stuck, or stagnant, we feel that leaving us. Okay, and we just continue this process as that white light pours in to every bit of us, all through our body. We feel ourselves being activated and aligned with any information. Maybe at this point in that white light that's coming into you, you see light codes coming down, or you see like ones and zeros if you want, but you're seeing information or feeling that information, that activation, any downloads or upgrades that are ready for you, or any activations or messages that you're meant to receive. You feel that coming into your body. And just receive what is meant for you and your highest good. Sinking into every cell. Maybe it's perfect health that you're bringing into yourself right now. Maybe what you're letting go of is reliance on things that you know are not good for you, that you shouldn't be ingesting. And it's coming in a transition or a transfer like that, where you're moving in the good to remove out the stuff that's not good for you. Now, as we're doing this, we're going to affirm with this harmonization, this balance, this activation, this beautiful energy cleansing and purification that we're doing. We're going to say, I am fully aligned with my highest timeline. Right? That's our affirmation. I am fully aligned with my highest timeline. My energy is clear, strong, and protected. And then finally, I move forward in divine flow and grace. Okay, so highest timeline, protected, and move forward in flow and divine grace. It's beautiful. So take another deep breath in. Really feeling that sealing us in this space. And what we're going to do to further seal us is we're going to see this beautiful orb, that 6 to 9 foot circumference around you. And we're just going to see this golden orb, because we've been filling up with that golden white light. So this golden orb around us. And we're just going to see that solidifying to protect us. So anything that's not in resonance with us, anything that's not in our highest good, it's just going to kind of bounce off of us. It's not welcome in our space at this time. Right? Only what's necessary. Right? See yourself protected from, receiving anybody's energy that's not for you, for having any vampire attachments from anybody. See that being protected from all of those things. Right? You're just protected right now. Okay? You're fully sealed, you're fully protected, and you're fully elevated in this moment. So when you're ready, we're going to take one more final breath in. We're going to let it out. Wiggle our fingers, wiggle our toes, wiggle our nose, and then open our eyes and come back. Okay? And tell me how you're feeling. We've got 10 minutes to wrap up the session before I have to run to school. So let me know how you're feeling after that meditation or activation. And yeah, good, good. You're gonna have a beautiful day today, Healing Wave. And I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me today. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for any of the gifts that you gave. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all of it. I love you guys. Keep that with you and use it. And if you need to, come back to the YouTube video and re-watch it and allow yourself the opportunity to re-experience it. But you can do that. That didn't take us very long, right? It took us less than 10 minutes, I think, to do that whole activation that we did. You could do that every morning and every night as a part of your energetic practice, right? It's just beautiful. I love you guys. Well, if you're interested in working with me any further, come and check out my website. Or if you're looking for any of my books, they're on YouTube, or sorry, they're on Amazon. They're all on Amazon, and they are either under my name, Tanya Baldwin, or underneath my pen name, Shah, S-H-A, with an apostrophe, Rhya, R-Y-H-A, and then the last name, Anlorian, so A-N-L-O-R-I-A-N, Anlorian. So either one of those, but you can certainly connect with me if you need any questions and send me an email, and I can give you direct links based on what country you're in as well, if that's or just come and hang out with me and take a call. I offer a free 30-minute call to talk about my services and products and discuss working with me in case you have any questions. So that's an opportunity for you as well. All right, I love you guys. I'll be back here on Thursday, and we will be doing something similar to this. We'll be doing some education, some activation, some meditation, some all this kind of good stuff. And that's what our sessions on the lives Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to look like. And if you're looking to get some real deep truths, the hidden truths, then by all means follow me on One Truth Sets You Free. It's on TikTok and YouTube, so you can follow me on either one of those channels. I go live on that channel on Sundays to deliver the truth about certain things. So do show up and hang out with me for that. And otherwise, I'll see you back here on Tuesday. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And I hope that you continue to monitor your energy and keep it in a high vibrational state. All right. I love you guys. Okay. I'm going to figure out how to end on live studio. Okay. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.